Mr. Johhny Depp, what is the proper way to say your name?
It's actually Johhny Depp, D-E-B-T, but you know, in the Valley, Raza doesn't pronounce it that way. They pronounce it Depp, D-E-B-T. Like, I got a lot of Depp, way.
So
But yeah, you can pronounce it anyway. Johhny Depp, Johhny Depp. It's spelled Debt, D-E-B-T, but it's...
Yeah, like someone owes money.
Yeah, and I owe a lot of money.
Tell me about this. What would you call it? An impersonation, or what would you say?
Yeah. It's like it's a character. Basically, my name is Ray Perez. I'm an actor, artist, writer, musician from the Valley. And one day I was wearing a hat and then I walked into art gallery and
Phoenix Art Gallery?
And Yvette was like, Johhny Depp! And then
That was it. That was the beginning.
I was like, oh man, okay, so
started living the life.
I could do something with it, right? So I created this character. So I went on TikTok and I said, oh, like, this is wish.com Johhny Depp, you know, wish.com Johhny Depp. So it was like a funny thing. And I got a couple of hits or whatever, but it didn't go nowhere. But then, and this was back in August of last year,
yeah.
But then Bronco Mania hit. Bronco 956 started going viral at the Pulga. And I said, damn, I got to jump in on this. So I said, oh, this is perfect because the character I created is not like actually Johhny Depp. And I'm not an impersonator because I don't look like him or act like him, but it was like a parody of him.
Yeah.
And it was like an actual Pulga knockoff version, like a bad impersonation.
Like a parallel universe.
Yeah.
You look like him,
Yeah,
though. Really,
yeah.
John. That's why I said Johhny Depp.
Thank you. You're too kind.
so
You're too
awesome.
kind.
So it was because of Yvette that she basically called you out on you looking like him.
Yeah.
So tell me more about this Bronco Mania. Like, are you friends with that guy?
I am friends with that guy now. So the first time I went to the Pulga and I witnessed it for myself, it was absolutely phenomenal, man. It was pandemonium. I could not believe that there were literally thousands of people there. And as soon as like he got on the dance floor, everybody pulled out their phones. People were cheering and screaming. It is Bronco Mania. It's real. It was just like what you see when people see somebody famous.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a testament to internet fame in itself.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole bunch of people that are upset about it. Like, this guy doesn't do anything. Like, he can't sing. He doesn't really look like him. And yeah, like the Kardashians or whatever. But it's just the popularity itself that exponentially like becomes it a bigger thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's what attracts people. The fact that he's popular. So people literally he'll stand there at the side of the dance floor and people will come up nonstop to take selfies with him. The whole time he's there. It's crazy. And so I just try to get in on that, and I did a little bit.
And how has it been going for you?
It's been going great for me, actually, man. So the first day that I went, I called it Operation Bronco. So I said, I'm going to go do this shit. So I dressed up like this. I waited. What I did was I went confidently and walked right into the middle of the circle like if I already belonged.
Oh, yeah.
So I walked up and so people saw me like, oh, who the hell is this guy? And I just walked up right up to them where all the famous people were, or whatever the characters, and I just started standing around, hanging around, and then he went up to start playing a song and everybody was filming. I saw the line of phones, so I said, I gotta take this opportunity. So I went up in front of the cameras and I did this crazy dance, this dance that I invented like 20 years ago called the Bucking Bronco. Mm-hmm. It's just a ridiculous little dance. It's funny. I love it, right? But I did this dance and somebody captured it and put it on TikTok and it like got over 1 million views. Mm-hmm. So that's where it was like new character introduced, Johhny Depp 956. And I jumped on it and I wrote it like, and I've been writing it all the way. And so I've gotten invitations to be, you know, VIP guest at the fashion show here. Mm-hmm. I got invited to South by Southwest to go chill out with Fastball, that band.
Oh, yeah.
Bronco's got an agent. He reached out to me too, so I'm signing with that talent agency too. So I mean, it's fun for me. Like I'm saying, I'm an actor. I was actually in a feature film with Academy Award winner Robert Duvall. It's a movie called A Night in Old Mexico. Oh, I had a small role. I was a beggar. But it's just a really cool scene, and it ended up being Robert Duvall's favorite scene. He talks about it, and he's mentioned me in interviews and stuff. So that's been a great thing that I've done before. I also collaborated with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's a Hollywood actor.
Oh, yes.
That was in Third Rock from the Sun, 50-50.
Yeah, of course, came out in Batman.
Yeah. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt and me, we're like this, bro. We're homies. Now he had this website online called hitrecord.org.
Show me in the world of fashion.
Dude, we'll bring him down here. We'll bring him down here.
So tell us about how styling makes an image, or how does that play into it?
It's absolutely so important, and I didn't realize it until I created this character, because I was like, okay, what makes Johhny Depp? And it's the rings, the necklaces, the glasses, the hat, the scarf, the vest. And it was, I mean, I put this on.
Stand up real quick. Let's see what you're wearing.
Yeah, so this.
Look at those jeans, though. Those are some nice jeans.
Thank you. And the piece de resistance is this vest right here.
That's the one David Potwin gave me.
Oh man, this vest right here.
In the box that obviously taken stolen from the church.
But yeah, like I've always liked fashion and been into it.
What's the dance that you were talking about?
Oh, the dance.
Can you show us?
The Bronco.
Oh my God.
Do any music?
There's not enough room.
Okay.
But it's like. So basically, it's like I'm riding a bull. It's ridiculous, right? But it's funny. It's funny, and
Makes people happy to see it, like we had.
yeah, and that's the thing. So I noticed that all these people at the pulga were like, they were just doing weird shit. You know what I mean? Like.
So you mentioned there were characters in the middle of the stage in the pulga. What other characters did you see there?
So there are people that have this little troupe. They call themselves Los Famosos de la Pulga 956. One lady
Is your
like,
mic still on?
Huh?
Is your mic still there?
Yeah, did I mess it up?
No. I was
keep
just guessing
hitting it.
because you were doing the dance.
Oh shoot, you're right.
No. If it's still there,
Okay, sure.
it should be good. But go ahead.
Yeah, so there's this group of people and they're always there. They're there every Sunday. And so there's some of them that are really good dancers, you know, and some of them that are really sharp dressers. You know, this dude wears a feather in his hat, Jaciel. His name's Jaciel Trevino, I think. He wears a hat and a feather and wears like really flamboyant, bright colored suits. Like today he was wearing gold pants. Mm-hmm. And then there's this other guy, I think his name's Gonzalo, and he has this thing, he dances a certain way and he's always smiling. And there's La Stephanie, is this girl that has these weird dance moves where everybody like just loves her. Some dude dresses like Pikachu. There's a guy in a fucking wrestling mask, like a lucha mask with a cowboy hat. And then there's this 94-year-old man, they call him El Caballito, and he dresses like full cowboy gear, like Mexican flag cowboy shirt that says 956 on the back, and he's got little whips on the side of his pants.
Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah, that dude. I mean, they love that guy. So there's all these characters in it. So when I started going, it was like new character unlocked, and then there's actually a famous drag queen from Mexico named Alexis Mugler that showed up with full face paint and full drag and like freaked everybody out.
Really?
And then the next week after that, a couple other drag queens went. So it's like, it's a show. It's a show, but it's super fun. You know what I mean? And the beautiful thing is that the equal amount of hate that there is there's an equal amount of support.
Yeah.
And what the haters don't understand is that they still give us the views and the comments and the attention.
And
you know what I mean? So it still helps it go viral. So like, I don't pay attention to. Well, I do read the hate comments. You know, they're funny. They're fucking hilarious. But you know, it's fun, dude.
What have people told in regards to you?
Mine was about my weight, dude. Fucking assholes were like, Johhny Depp in the buffet. I was like, oh, pinche vato.
Pues Johhny Depp ahorita está gordito.
Yeah, right now, that's what I'm saying. I'm current Johhny Depp. He's about this stature right now. He's not 20 years old anymore, yo.
Yeah.
He's 50-something.
So was it Bronco that initiated that whole character scene? Or what was it that it started it all?
It was, and it happened because he was there just dancing. And somebody filmed him and said, hey, this guy looks like Bronco, and put it on.
Yeah.
And it went viral. So the first video that went viral wasn't of him.
It was just somebody else.
It wasn't his. It was somebody else filming him.
Yeah.
And so then it went from there. And like I said, it's like a phenomenon, dude. It's just, and it's a testament and demonstrative of internet culture and virality and how things go viral when there's really, it doesn't seem like there's rhyme or reason for it. You know what I mean? Like some people can't understand it, but I mean, we get it. It's our addiction to fame and to attention and the, you know how the internet is with the little snippets, the little.
Why do you think we're so addicted to fame?
I think it has to do with our innate nature of wanting to belong and feel important and feel like we're a part of something greater. And especially in American culture, like my generation anyways, it's always been, celebrity status has always been something that was in high regard. Like you didn't have to be changing the world. You didn't have to be a great person helping people. Your life didn't have to have some greater purpose that enhanced the lives of all people. If you were famous, you were cool automatically, and it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird, but I don't know. It's something about the rush of being connected to somebody that everybody thinks is on a pedestal. So everybody's like, oh, this guy's fucking awesome. And then you connect yourself to him. Like me saying, oh, I know Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I know Robert Duvall. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like same shit. Like.
So you mentioned you acted before, right?
Yeah.
What is your goal with your character portrayal of Johhny Depp?
So right now I'm actually, like Yvette mentioned earlier, we're actually working on a film. It's a full feature-length film, but it's like a mockumentary. So my friend Judas Tanguma, he's the filmmaker, and he's got the story arc and everything already set. I can't speak too much about it, but that's one of the things we're gonna do. We're filming this movie. He's gonna submit it to festivals, and we'll see where it goes. For me, it's just me having fun and whatever comes my way. Like I'm one of those people that just lives. I try to live in the moment, and I try to just let things fall as they may. You know what I mean? I'm real easygoing, and that's kind of how all this stuff happened. Like the movie with Robert Duvall, like I literally have a speaking role opposite an Academy Award winning actor, and there's people that dedicate their whole lives and they go to LA and they sacrifice so much just to like hope to someday have that, on their repertoire or their resume. Me, I did it from here.
Yeah.
They filmed it in Brownsville. I was just like, cool, man. Like shit just happens and I embrace it and I love it. And I'm grateful for it. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm better than these people that worked all their lives. No, I'm just saying like you can do whatever you want. Anything is possible.
And what are some things that people have commented or told you in person that are actually motivating you to keep going?
Well, one of the things that I really do the majority of the time is I host open mics here in the Valley. I'm a musician first. That's what I started doing first since I was in high school 30 years ago. And so I host an open mic every Tuesday night at the Gremlin. I call it Open Mind Night, open mic for open minds. And what we do is we just allow anybody that wants to go up on the stage to either read poetry, do comedy, or play music. And I've been doing it for years, since I moved back to the Valley like in 2007. In 2008, I started doing open mics. And I would just do it at different bars, restaurants, wherever I could. Then I did it at Yerberia Cultura for a couple of years. And now I'm doing it at the Gremlin. And the most rewarding thing that I've heard, and the thing that just keeps me going, is when I see these bands that played for the first time ever. They had never performed in front of anybody. And they performed at open mic. And what we do is we encourage that. And so they get their feet wet. They get that stage time, they get that experience. They shed off that nervousness that, of never having done it before. And then they move on, and then they start getting gigs. And so now I'm going to shows and it's packed with people, and there's these bands, and then they come up to me and they go, man, thank you, man, for having that open mic, because if it wasn't for you, like, we wouldn't even be playing right now. Like, and that's where I get my reward. Yeah. And that's what keeps me going.
And you mentioned that you were part of the fashion show here at Backdoor Modern Vintage, right? What type of show was it? What did you get any feedback? What was the atmosphere like?
Well, that show, I was a guest, so I was a VIP guest, being the Johhny Depp character, right? So I loved it. It was fucking dope, man. I had never been to a fashion show before, period. And then to be at one that was like, it was like a renegade fashion show. It's super fucking cool. Very professional. I had never seen anything like it. And, you know, I got the VIP treatment. I was sitting there watching it all, but I got a lot of footage. It was great. The models were great. The clothes was great. The DJ and the MC were great. I mean, it was just an awesome experience. It was great. I loved it. I can't wait for the next one. I hope I get invited.
Yeah, I mean, I think you will. So you mentioned that you guys are at the Pulga. Are you there with Bronco or with the characters every weekend, or
I try to be there every Sunday if I'm in town. If I'm in town, I try to be there every Sunday.
What's the crowd like?
The crowd is amazing. It's funny, like, and I tell this story. So the famous people, the characters, they like line up around the dance floor, like around the edges, and they're standing there, you know, and they're with their crowd or whatever. What I do is I kind of mix up in the actual audience crowd, and I'm just drinking my beers or whatever. Because I find it's easier for some people to just, like, if I'm standing next to them, like, oh, hey, can I take a selfie or whatever? Yeah. So the demographic of the fans that I had so far, which I thought was hilarious, was like gangster dudes. Like, hey, vato, tú eres el Johhny Depp. Simón, un selfie, güey. Órale. So I take a selfie with the fucking cholos and the gangsters.
Yeah.
And then I see some girls, they're like, oh, Johhny Depp, Johhny Depp. I'm like, all right, here you go, some girls. I go, take a picture. Okay, yeah. I go, and they're like, ama, tia, ponte ahí. So it's like old ladies.
Yeah.
Old ladies and cholos. That's my demographic.
Wow.
That's my fan base. But I love it. I think it's funny. But no, man, there's all kinds of people there. In fact, the several weeks that I've been there, I was able to see, like, you could tell that people, like, there was people from out of town. You could tell they weren't from here.
No, yeah. I actually saw one of my friends from East Texas come down here, and they went to the Pulga specifically just to take a picture with Bronco.
Yeah. So I'm telling you that Bronco Mania is real, dude. It's nuts. And I love it. I'm having fun, like, riding the wave is what I call it.
Because you guys are bringing a lot of people in masses to, especially to that dancing spot.
Yeah.
Because I've seen videos where there's maybe like 1,000 people.
Yeah, no, the first time I went, there was at least 3,000. But that's because it was Bronco and La Chacalosa. She's another person that has a lot of followers on TikTok. And so what happened was she, like, talked smack, like, Bronco, he can't even dance. And then so he replied, like, hey, why don't you come down and show me? And though they met there, and so both crowds showed up, and it was just, it was an amazing show. And everybody knows it's a show.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand why people, like, well, I do understand why people get pissed off, but there's a lot of haters online, like, pinche payasos, and you're giving the valley a bad name. Like, no, dude, we're just having fun, man. Like, it's nothing but good vibes, dude. People drinking, people dancing, people singing, you know. It's great.
Yeah, why do you think people hate so much?
It's projection, man. I mean, if we're gonna really analyze it, it's self-hate.
Yeah.
It's self-hate projected on others is what it is, because I'm not gonna lie, I have gone to the comments that hate on me, and then I'll go look at them, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, bro.
Like they're talking about me?
Yeah, like, pinche, you know, calling me fat or ugly or whatever, and I'm like, bro, like,
Look at you.
I won't say nothing to them, you know what I mean? But it's like, dude, they got like 20 followers and 50 likes. You know what I mean? On TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just people that are envious, man.
Yeah.
They're upset that it's not them.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what it is. It's like, why is it that guy? Why is it him? Why is it not me? But they won't say that. They'll say, pinche payasos, and blah, blah, blah.
So what do you have to say to the, well, more so to, I guess, the younger people who are trying to be actors and out there and trying to, you know, be more artistically inclined, like dancing, like you mentioned that they're performing for the first time. I mean, it sounds like you're in that mix. With the older generation and the newer generation.
Yes, I get.
Do you have any piece of advice for those that are, you know, just trying to find their feet?
Yes, absolutely. And the best advice I can give anybody is that there is no one right way to live or to do anything. There's no one right way. So you don't have to subscribe to one path that you saw somebody else do and say, oh, I got to do it this way. You can if you want. You can try and fail. There's many paths that lead to the same destination, but the key is to just keep going. Find your own way. Find whatever works, use it, learn as much as you can, read as much as you can, study as much as you can, practice as much as you can, and just keep going. Don't give up. Never.
Nice. And I did want to touch on your character a bit more. You know how when people go to Disney World and they interact with the characters, it's normally frowned upon if the actors portraying the characters act out of character. Are you the same way? Do you act like your character, or do you just like, you know, do you go in and out?
I actually have trouble with it because because when I do the acting of it, it's usually online, and so I'll create like a fake accent. Like I'll be like, oh, I'm Johhny Depp, and I say like, so the story arc that I created was like, I'm suing Johhny Depp because he stole me persona, man. He copied all this from me. He got all the ideas from me. He stole it from me. I'm gonna sue him, and he's gonna pay me all the money. I'm good for it, man.
You got something on him.
So I ask for money. I ask people for money. I say, I'm good for it, man. You know, Johnny's gonna pay me all this money. I'm good for it. And so I try to keep that like, hey, how's it going? But I have trouble in real life because I'm not behind the camera, or you know what I mean? Like nobody's saying action, you know?
No.
And so
But do you ever have fun with it?
I do, and I think that I did a post a couple of weeks ago, and I really believe strongly that this is what's happening, is that it's not so much that I'm playing this character Johhny Depp as much as I'm living without the inhibitions that were ingrained upon the subconscious of Ray Perez. So like when I'm out there, I'm not Ray Perez anymore, so I can go up to people and talk and dance, because the regular Ray Perez is not gonna fucking do shit. He's gonna stay home and watch cooking shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's Ray Perez. That's what Ray Perez loves to do. Stay home and watch cooking shows. But Johhny Depp is like, I'm going to the pulga, baby. We're gonna go dance, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's helping me like work through my anxiety and my social anxiety and shit. It's a weird kind of therapy, man.
Yeah. And for those that might be first encountering the phenomenon that you are calling bronchomania, how would you best explain to someone who might not even have been to the valley? How do you explain it to an outsider, like what this is all about?
I can't even find the words, because you have to see it to believe it. Because if I said, well, there was a Tejano band in the 90s that kind of went away, and then some guy kind of looks like the singer and he's dancing at a pulga, and now everybody's going crazy for him. That doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. Like that's why I said there's no rhyme or reason to this. And that's why I call it a phenomenon, because it's just something that everything aligned perfectly for this guy. And dude, he's a badass dude. I've met him. I've hung out with him a couple of times, and he's a super cool dude. So, you know, blessings to him, and I love that it's happening. And I know people won't understand. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Even as much as I try, I can't. Like I say, I try to put like you know, pop culture patterns or whatever to it, or you know, psychological reasons for it. But
Yeah. And it's even a little bit more weirder that it's happening in the valley, because I feel like the valley, it's its own world. It's not like the United States, but it's also not Mexico. It's like in between.
Absolutely.
So you get a combination of all these types of cultures and languages, and people's you know, type of their point of views, and you get that mixture. It's like its own bubble.
And that, I think, is what contributes to it, is the fact that it was like you said, it's its own bubble. We got all the cultures from both worlds. We've got the saying that we're 20 years behind, but at the same time, being 20 years behind means that we're able to pioneer things here. Like things that have already been done in California, New York, and Austin. When you do them here,
It's like a time machine.
yeah, you're the first one.
Yeah.
You know, you can be a pioneer of something like this. You know, this beautiful spot that she has. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the artists and the musicians and now filmmakers, everybody's catching on to that. You know, podcasts, everybody's catching on to the fact that the Valley is not so much something that's lagging behind as much as it's a blank canvas that allows you to be so creative and do whatever you want to do. And the cucharita of this and that created this Bronco Mania phenomenon that would not have happened anywhere else. It could not have happened anywhere else. It couldn't.
No, because you get people sharing pictures all the time about, oh, this guy looks like Adam Sandler, or that guy looks like Eminem, or that guy looks like so and so.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Exactly.
It's just a picture and then dies.
Exactly.
And over here, I was actually very inspired by Bronco's story, which was that he had been working in construction.
Yeah.
And then he just blew up.
Yeah.
And I thought it was gonna be maybe maybe a couple weeks that it would last.
Yeah.
This whole phenomenon,
Yeah.
but it's been going for a couple months already.
Yeah. I know. Like he wasn't there today when we went, and I mean you can tell. You know, everybody's kind of waiting around. You know, they had fun with us or whatever, but as soon as he's there, boom, people start lining up for the pictures. Man, it's not dying down, and I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, and it's bringing a lot of attention to the pulga.
Yeah, it is, and the pulga itself has always been a really Valley Pulgas, like a unique part of our culture. You know what I mean? Something that's really fucking cool here in the Valley has been pulgas. Whether, you know, Mission, Palmview, Alton, Alamo, anywhere else they have them, you know, they're all badass. It's really cool. It's a really cool, I used to say, flea market capitalism instead of free market capitalism. Flea market capitalism. It's its own bubble. Like we used to buy bootleg DVDs, and you could, like at the one in Mission, it was BYOB. So like you could literally take an ice chest of beer and go watch Lucha Libre on a Sunday, or you could walk around drinking a Mickey's, smoking a joint, and walking around shopping, buying illegal DVDs, and there's nothing like.
It's just part of the culture.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful.
So is there anything else that you want to get off your chest, you want to share with the people that might be listening or watching? Is there anything that they should go and follow you, or any sort of place where they could follow your journey?
Yeah, absolutely. Follow me. You can actually go to JohhnyDebt.com. That's JohnyDebt.com. That takes you to my Facebook page, where it's got my link tree. It's got my Spotify, my YouTube, my Instagram, all that stuff. So you can hear my music, you can watch videos, you can go to the Tik Tok. You know, reach out, friend me, and message me, whatever. I'm cool if you want to hang out.
Excuse me, I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And he gave me this pillow, guys.
That's a very special pillow to me.
It belonged in the trunk.
It belonged to a friend of mine, and so
no longer.
I'm passing it on.
I'm gonna watch it.
So last question: will Johhny ever get out of debt?
I'm good for it, bro. Johhny, I'm gonna win the lawsuit, man, and Johhny Depp's gonna pay me all the money, man. He stole me persona, man. The guy's, and I will be out of debt eventually, man.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Yvette.
I just want to say thanks for coming, and I appreciate you being a part of our Cuadros, and I have been working together for about a year now. We are working on these podcasts, and we're trying to bring out influential people that inspire and empower people in the Valley can be famous. You don't need to go to California. You don't need to go to New York. I do photo shoots, and my stuff gets published in New York and Paris and Goji magazine. I mean, it's what you put your mind to it, you can do it. And Johhny's a perfect example because, like, we met he was on stage playing in a band, and I had brought the promotion girls to Hop Shop, remember? And I have those pictures. In fact, we might even add some of those in there because he was just like, he got off the stage and he just ran over to me and we just hit it off, and and then we it's been a tailspin, and we just go with it, Remember, like, it's your passion that drives you. Anyone who has the passion in their heart can do anything with it. And that's my thing. Like, I want to bring that to people here and let them know you can do anything once you put your mind to it, and anything is possible. And it all starts with the dream. When you wake up and you think about me in the morning, hey, Yvette's right about that. It's not about like who told you or what happened. It's what you do with with that little moment in your life that just you start living. You start living, and you start living that dream, and that passion just flows like a river.
Amen.
But thank you, and
Thank you.
Hey, we went to the flea market today, and we did a little dance, and hopefully you guys can see, because we're working on a little documentary also, and like a mini movie. But stay tuned. This guy is going up.
Woo!
Up and up. Thanks,
Thank you.
Carlos. Come
Thank
on
you,
over here,
Carlos.
Carlos.